During my clinical field experience, I worked with my mentor teacher, Mrs. Jordan, to plan and implement an intervention during a math lesson. Before the lesson, we had a conversation about one of the students who sometimes struggles to stay focused during a math lesson or activity and can become overwhelmed when problems involve multiple steps. Mrs. Jordan explained that the student often understands the concept whenever it is broken down, but benefits from additional support and guided instruction. Based on this conversation, we decided to implement a few targeted intervention strategies during the lesson. The main strategy we selected were breaking down the math problems into smaller steps, modeling how to solve the problem, and providing guided practice and one on one support. We chose these strategies because they help reduce frustration and allow the student to focus on understanding each part of the process instead of feeling overwhelmed by the entire problem. During the math activity, the class was working on solving equations. As students worked through the problems, I provided additional support to the selected student by walking through the steps together. I modeled how to isolate the variable and explained why each step was necessary. I also asked guided questions to encourage the student to think about the process rather than just giving the answer. At the beginning of the activity, the student needed several prompts to stay focused and complete the first few problems. However, as we continue working through the lesson, the student began to show more confidence and was able to complete additional problems with less assistance. I noticed that when the steps were clearly explained and modeled, the student was able to better understand the concept and stay engaged in the activity. Reflecting on this experience, I found that the intervention strategies were helpful in supporting the students' learning, providing structured support and breaking down the task into manageable steps made a noticeable difference in the students' ability to participate in the activity. If I were to implement this intervention again in the future, one change I would consider making is incorporating additional visual supports, such as writing the steps down on the board or providing a reference sheet for the student. This could help reinforce the process and allow the student to independently check their own work. One way this intervention strategy could also be used at home is by encouraging the student to break down homework problems into smaller steps and talk through their thinking while solving the problem. Parents or guardians could ask simple guiding questions similar to the ones used during the lesson to help the student stay focused on the process rather than rushing through the answer. This can help reinforce understanding and build confidence when working independently. Overall, this experience helped me better understand how important it is to collaborate with mentor teachers and implement targeted interventions that support individual students' needs. I learned that small adjustments in instruction can make a significant difference in student engagement and understanding. In my future practice, I plan to continue using strategies such as guided practice, modeling, and breaking tasks into smaller steps to support students who need additional assistance. I will also continue reflecting on my teaching practices and collaborating with colleagues to ensure that all students receive the support they need to succeed.